To find resources for providers, first go to the WACARES website, wacaresfund.wa.gov. Select the menu in the top left corner. Scroll down in the menu and select Provider Information. This will open the Provider Information webpage. As you scroll down this page, you will find information about the three-step process to become a provider, the covered services, and who is responsible for processing the application and contracting for each service. A link to the online provider application. The provider application is only available online. There is no paper application, and information about rates and payment once a provider is registered. At the very bottom of the page, you will find a link to the Provider Toolkit that contains resources and materials on the application, contracting requirements, registration, and how payments work. Select the button View Toolkit. At the top of the Toolkit page, providers can select a service and then select Download All Documents, which will download all relevant resource documents related to that particular service. Or, if they select a service and then continue scrolling down the page, it will highlight all the relevant documents for that service. Unselect the service to view documents for all services. The first resource section is to support the provider application process. The application details are individual documents for each service that include the minimum qualifications, service-specific qualifications, and the required documentation a provider will need to include in their application. The sample contracts will show the general and special terms and conditions, statement of work, and other contract obligations, such as insurance and billing requirements. Next is a summary of the WACARES provider insurance requirements. There are also frequently asked questions and contact information for the AAAs. You can also use the FAQ document to answer basic questions for providers about WACARES and becoming a registered provider. The next section has resources for billing for services for registered providers. And finally, there is the training section, which contains online trainings to support providers with key processes within the WACARES program. We recommend that you check the Provider Toolkit website often as updated information is posted regularly, and that you always use the links to the documents and not a downloaded version, so you're always looking at the most current version. Please also note that the website may look slightly different than this video, as additional resources are available and added to the web page.